If someone you can't forget has suddenly been on your mind, this is not. Random April 9 is activating a karmic pull you can't ignore. The moment you're about to hear about is not random, and it is not something that just happens in the background of your life without meaning. There is a shift approaching on April 9, something subtle but incredibly powerful, something that many will feel but only a few will truly understand. This is what many spiritual seekers call a karmic attraction portal, a window of energy where past connections, unfinished emotions, and soul-level bonds begin to rise back to the surface. It is not just about love in the ordinary sense. It is about destiny, about the invisible threads that connect two souls across time, distance, and even lifetimes. As this portal begins to activate, you may notice something changing inside you. It might start as a feeling you cannot fully explain, a quiet pull in your heart, a sudden memory of someone you thought you had moved on from, or even dreams that feel more vivid than usual. These are not coincidences. This is energy moving, aligning, calling out. Somewhere, someone connected to your soul is feeling this too. They may not even realize why your name is suddenly in their mind, why your energy feels closer, why they feel drawn to revisit something they once left behind. But the connection is alive again, and it is responding to the same cosmic signal. This portal does not open for everyone in the same way. For some, it will feel like a gentle whisper, a quiet nudge toward reflection and healing. For others, it will feel intense, almost overwhelming, like emotions are surfacing all at once without warning. This intensity is not meant to harm you. It is meant to awaken you. Karmic connections are not always easy, because they carry lessons, unfinished cycles, and deep emotional imprints. When this portal activates, it begins to clear the path between you and what is meant for you, even if that means bringing back something you thought was over. You may find yourself questioning why now? Why, after all this time, does this energy return? The answer lies in timing. Not everything is meant to happen when you want it to. Some connections require growth, distance, and transformation before they can realign. This portal on April 9 is not just about reunion. It is about readiness. It is about whether both souls have evolved enough to meet again on a higher level, without repeating the same patterns that once caused separation. As the energy builds, you may feel a magnetic pull that is impossible to ignore. You might feel the urge to reach out, to check on them, or you might sense that they are thinking about you even without any physical contact. This is the nature of karmic attraction. It does not rely on physical presence. It operates through energy, through emotion, through the unseen connection that binds two souls together. When the portal is active, this connection becomes stronger, clearer, and harder to deny. At the same time, this is a moment of truth. Not every karmic connection is meant to last forever in the way you expect. Some are meant to teach, to awaken, to prepare you for something greater. This portal will reveal what is real and what is illusion. It will show you whether this connection is ready to transform into something stable and aligned, or whether it is returning one last time to bring closure and release. The key is not to chase, not to force, but to observe and feel. Let the energy guide you, instead of trying to control the outcome. There is also a deeper layer to this portal that many people overlook. It is not only about the other person, it is about you, your energy, your healing, your growth. When you focus on raising your own vibration, when you release old wounds and let go of fear, you naturally align with what is meant for you. The stronger and clearer your energy becomes, the more you attract connections that match that frequency. This is why, during this time, self-awareness is so important. Pay attention to what you feel, what triggers you, what calls to you. These are all signs pointing you toward your next step. Some of you may experience synchronicities during this period. Repeating numbers, unexpected messages, songs that remind you of them, or even random encounters that feel too meaningful to be coincidence. These are all part of the alignment. The universe communicates in subtle ways, and during a portal like this, those signals become louder and more frequent. They are not there to confuse you. They are there to guide you, to confirm that something deeper is unfolding. And then there is the moment when everything becomes clear. It might come suddenly, or it might unfold gradually, but you will feel it. A sense of knowing, a calm certainty that something is shifting into place. Whether this leads to reunion, closure, or a completely new beginning, you will understand why this connection returned. You will see the purpose behind the timing, behind the emotions, behind the journey you have taken. This karmic attraction portal is not about losing yourself in someone else. It is about finding yourself more deeply through the connection you share. It is about recognizing the difference between attachment and alignment, between longing and true connection. When you approach it with awareness and openness, it becomes a powerful moment of transformation, not just in your relationships, but in your entire life. So, as April 9 approaches, do not ignore what you feel. Do not dismiss the signs or push away the emotions that arise. There is a reason this energy is reaching you now. There is a reason this connection is being activated again. Trust that whatever unfolds is leading you exactly where you need to be, even if it does not look the way you expected. And remember this, the person you feel connected to, the one who seems to be returning in your thoughts and energy, they feel something too. Maybe they cannot explain it yet. Maybe they are still figuring it out. But the pull is mutual. The call is real. The connection is alive. And as this portal opens, it is bringing both of you closer to the truth you are meant to discover, together or apart, but always for your highest growth. And as this energy continues to intensify, something even deeper begins to unfold within you. Something that goes beyond thoughts and emotions and touches the very core of your being. You may begin to feel as if time itself is bending, as if the past and present are merging into one moment, bringing clarity to everything that once felt confusing. Memories may return, not just as flashes of what happened, but with a new understanding, a new perspective that allows you to see why things unfolded the way they did. What once felt like pain may now reveal itself as preparation, as a necessary step that shaped you into who you are becoming. This is the hidden power of the karmic attraction portal. It does not just reconnect people, it rewrites the meaning of the connection itself. It transforms the way you see them, the way you see yourself, and the way you understand love and destiny. You may begin to realize that this connection was never about chasing or holding on, but about growth, about awakening parts of yourself that could not have been activated in any other way. And as this realization settles in, the energy between you and that person begins to shift from confusion into clarity. There may come a moment during this portal where you feel an almost undeniable urge to pause, to step back from everything external and turn inward. This is not withdrawal, this is alignment. Your soul is asking you to listen, to truly hear what your inner voice has been trying to tell you all along. Because beneath all the noise, beneath all the emotions and expectations, there is a truth that has always been there. A quiet knowing that does not need validation, that does not depend on the actions of another person, but simply exists as a steady, unwavering presence within you. At the same time, the person connected to you may be going through their own awakening, their own internal shift that mirrors yours in ways you cannot see. They may be facing realizations, confronting emotions they once avoided, or feeling drawn to change patterns they once repeated. Even if there is no direct communication, the energetic connection is creating a silent dialogue between your souls. It is a process that does not always need words, because it operates on a level far deeper than language. As the portal reaches its peak, you may notice a sense of surrender beginning to replace the need for control. The urgency to force outcomes, to seek answers immediately, or to define the future starts to fade. In its place comes a sense of trust, a calm acceptance that whatever is meant to happen will unfold in its own perfect timing. This is one of the most powerful shifts you can experience because it frees you from the weight of expectation and allows the connection to evolve naturally. But within this surrender, there is also strength, a quiet confidence that you are no longer the same person you were before. You are more aware, more grounded, more aligned with your own truth. And because of this, you are no longer willing to accept anything that does not match your energy. This is where the true test of the karmic portal lies. Not in whether someone returns, but in whether the connection aligns with who you have become. If this person re-enters your life, it will not feel the same as before. There will be a different energy, a different dynamic, one that reflects the growth both of you have experienced. Conversations may feel more honest, more open, more real. The connection may feel lighter, no longer weighed down by the unresolved emotions of the past. And if this shift does not happen, if the same patterns begin to appear again, you will recognize it instantly. Because you are no longer seeing through the lens of attachment, you are seeing through the clarity of awareness. For some, this portal will bring a beautiful reconnection, a chance to build something stronger and more aligned than ever before. For others, it will bring closure, a final understanding that allows you to release the connection with peace instead of pain. And for many, it will open the door to something completely new, a connection that resonates on the same frequency you have now reached. There is also a powerful creative energy that flows through this portal, one that can inspire you to express yourself in new ways. You may feel drawn to write, to create, to speak your truth, or to explore parts of yourself that you have kept hidden. This is not separate from the karmic connection. It is part of it. Because as you align with your true self, you naturally attract experiences and people that reflect that authenticity. As everything begins to settle, you may notice a sense of peace replacing the intensity that marked the beginning of this portal. The emotions that once felt overwhelming now feel clearer, more manageable, more understood. The connection, whatever form it takes, no longer feels like a mystery you need to solve, but a part of your journey that you have integrated and learned from. And in that moment, you realize something profound. The calling you felt, the pull toward that person, was never just about them. It was about awakening something within you. It was about remembering your own power, your own worth, your own ability to love and be loved without losing yourself in the process. So, as this karmic attraction portal completes its activation, take a moment to acknowledge how far you have come. Recognize the strength it took to face these emotions, the courage it took to remain open, and the growth that has brought you to this point. Because no matter what the outcome looks like on the outside, something within you has changed forever. And that change is the true purpose of this entire experience. The connection may evolve, transform, or even fade, but the version of you that has emerged from this portal will remain. Stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever before, ready to step into whatever comes next with clarity, trust, and a deeper understanding of what it truly means to be connected, not just to another soul, but to yourself. And just when you begin to think the energy has settled, there is one final layer that reveals itself. Something quieter, almost hidden beneath everything you have already experienced. It does not arrive with intensity or overwhelm, but with a deep sense of stillness, as if the universe itself is pausing to let you fully absorb what has just taken place. This is the integration phase of the karmic attraction portal, the moment where everything you felt, everything you realized, and everything that shifted within you begins to anchor into your reality. You may notice that your perception has changed in ways that are difficult to explain to others. Situations that once triggered you may no longer hold the same power. Thoughts that once consumed you may now pass through your mind without attachment. And most importantly, the connection that once felt like a question mark in your life now feels like a completed chapter, even if the story itself is still unfolding. There is a difference now, a maturity in your energy, a calmness in your heart, and a clarity in your mind that was not there before. At this stage, the universe is no longer testing you. It is reflecting you. What you hold within is what begins to show up around you. If you have chosen growth, you will see growth mirrored back. If you have chosen self-respect, you will experience relationships that honor that. And if you have truly released what no longer aligns, you will begin to feel a lightness, as if something heavy has finally been lifted from your path. There is also a subtle but powerful shift in how you experience time. The urgency that once surrounded this connection begins to dissolve. You are no longer waiting, no longer wondering, no longer feeling like something is missing. Instead, you are present, fully grounded in the now, aware that whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. This presence is where your true power lies, because it allows you to respond to life with intention instead of reacting from old patterns. If this person is still part of your journey moving forward, the connection will begin to unfold in a way that feels natural, without force or confusion. There will be a sense of ease, of mutual understanding, of alignment that does not need to be questioned. And if they are not meant to continue with you, you will feel that too, not as loss, but as completion. A quiet knowing that their role in your life has served its purpose, and that you are now free to move forward without carrying the weight of the past. This is where many people experience a powerful realization. The idea that destiny is not something that controls you, but something that responds to you. The more aligned you become with your true self, the more your path begins to reflect that alignment. The karmic attraction portal did not just bring someone back into your awareness, it brought you back to yourself. And that is why everything feels different now. You may also begin to notice new opportunities appearing in your life, not just in love, but in all areas. New ideas, new connections, new directions that seem to come out of nowhere. This is not random. This is the result of the shift you have gone through. When you release old energy, you create space for new energy to enter. And this new energy carries a different frequency, one that is more aligned with who you are becoming. There is a quiet confidence that starts to build within you during this time, not loud or overwhelming, but steady and unshakable. It is the kind of confidence that does not need validation, that does not depend on outcomes, that simply exists because you have seen your own growth and you trust it. This confidence becomes your foundation moving forward, guiding your choices, your actions, and your relationships. And as you continue on this path, you may look back at this moment, at this portal, and realize that it was a turning point in your life. Not because of what happened with another person, but because of what happened within you. Because you chose to face what came up instead of avoiding it. Because you allowed yourself to feel instead of suppressing. Because you trusted the process even when it did not make sense. The connection that was activated during this time will always hold significance, but it will no longer define you. It will no longer control your emotions or your direction. Instead, it becomes a part of your story, a chapter that contributed to your growth and helped shape the person you are now. And this is where true freedom begins. Not in finding someone else to complete you, but in realizing that you were never incomplete to begin with. The love, the connection, the fulfillment you were seeking has always existed within you, waiting for you to recognize it. So, as you move beyond this portal, carry that awareness with you. Let it guide you, let it ground you, and let it remind you that every experience, every connection, every moment of your journey has a purpose. Even the ones that felt confusing, even the ones that brought pain, even the ones that made you question everything. Because in the end, all of it was leading you here, to this version of yourself, to this clarity, to this understanding. And from this place, you are no longer waiting for something to happen. You are no longer searching for answers outside of yourself. You are simply living, aligned with your truth, open to what comes next, and fully aware that whatever enters your life from this point forward will meet you at the level you have now reached. And that is the final activation of the karmic attraction portal. Not the return of someone else, but the return of your own power, your own clarity, and your own ability to choose what you allow into your life moving forward. And even beyond this point, as life begins to return to what feels like a normal rhythm, there is a subtle awareness that never leaves you. It stays quietly within, like a soft echo of everything you have just moved through. You start to notice that you are no longer reacting to life the same way you once did. Situations that would have pulled you into confusion or emotional chaos now feel different, almost as if you are observing them from a higher place within yourself. This is where the true mastery of this experience begins. Not in the intensity of the connection, not in the emotional highs or lows, but in the stability you have gained. You are no longer easily shaken. You are no longer searching for meaning in every small sign or interaction. Instead, you have become the meaning. You have become the center of your own energy, and everything else now moves around that. There may still be moments when that person crosses your mind again, but it feels different now. It is no longer a longing or a question. It is simply an awareness, a gentle acknowledgement of a connection that played its role in your journey. And in some quiet way, you may even feel gratitude, not necessarily for how everything happened, but for what it revealed to you about yourself. At times, you may sense their energy again, but it no longer pulls at you in the same way. It does not create imbalance or distraction. It simply passes through your awareness, like a familiar song you once knew by heart. This is how you know the karmic cycle has truly shifted. The attachment has dissolved, leaving behind only understanding. And yet, there is something even more powerful unfolding beneath all of this. You are beginning to trust yourself on a level you may have never experienced before. Decisions feel clearer. Your intuition feels sharper. You are no longer second-guessing what you feel or ignoring what you know deep inside. There is a direct connection now between your inner voice and your outer actions. This is where your life begins to transform in ways that go far beyond relationships. Because when you trust yourself, you naturally align with opportunities, environments, and people that reflect that trust. You stop settling. You stop questioning your worth. You stop chasing what is not meant for you. And instead, you start attracting what is. There is also a sense of independence that grows stronger within you. Not a distance from others, but a deep connection to yourself that does not rely on anyone else to feel complete. You begin to enjoy your own presence, your own thoughts, your own path. And from this place, any connection that enters your life becomes an addition, not a necessity. As time moves forward, you may find that new people enter your life who feel different from what you have experienced before. There is a sense of ease, of mutual respect, of natural alignment that does not require effort or confusion. These connections do not feel like lessons you need to struggle through, but like reflections of the peace you have created within yourself. And if the person from your past does cross your path again in a physical way, you will meet them as a completely different version of yourself. There will be no need to prove anything, no need to seek validation, no need to revisit old patterns. You will simply be present, grounded in who you are, able to see the connection clearly for what it is in that moment. This is the moment where many people realize that the power they once believed was in the connection was actually within them all along. The portal did not give you something you did not have. It revealed something you had not yet fully seen. And from this realization, a new chapter begins. One that is not driven by karma, but by conscious choice. One that is not shaped by past patterns, but by present awareness. One where you are no longer repeating cycles, but creating your path with intention. There is a quiet excitement in this phase, even if it does not feel dramatic or overwhelming. It is the excitement of knowing that your life is now in your hands in a way it never was before. That you are no longer bound by unconscious patterns or unresolved emotions. That you have stepped into a level of awareness that allows you to move forward with clarity and purpose. And as you continue on this journey, you may begin to notice something beautiful. Life starts to feel lighter, not because everything is perfect, but because you are no longer carrying what was never yours to hold. You have released the weight of expectation, the need for answers, the attachment to outcomes. What remains is presence. What remains is truth. What remains is you, fully aligned, fully aware, and fully open to whatever comes next. And that is where the story truly continues. Not as something written by fate alone, but as something you actively create with every choice you make, every boundary you set, and every moment you choose to honor yourself. Because the real ending of this portal was never an ending at all. It was a beginning, a doorway into a version of your life, where you are no longer guided by confusion or longing, but by clarity, strength, and a deep, unshakable connection to who you truly are. If this message found you, the connection is already activated. The only question is, are you ready for what happens next?